Hey guys, this is Shannon with Nearly Organic Noshing, and I apologize for the weird lighting. It's a little after 6 and I got off work just a little while ago, and it's Friday night before Christmas. And is anyone else having to do last minute Christmas shopping before Christmas? I am, and I can already see from the parking lots, and I'm parked way out in the middle of nowhere. This is one of 4 stops I have to make tonight because my goal is to get all of my running around done tonight so that I can bake all day tomorrow. We can deliver our plates of goodies. We do this every year, and we deliver it to friends and family in the area. So my goal is to bake all morning and get my house clean so that Chris and I can deliver Saturday night, so that Sunday I can just prep for Christmas. I can do a last minute clean on the house. I can make the clam chowder for Christmas Eve dinner, because we always eat with my parents before going to Mass, and I can get a jump start on my cooking for Christmas dinner because we're hosting this year. So I have a ton of stuff to do. Work has been insane. It has been crazy. And I have so much to do. I haven't even hardly decorated my house. I have a few things up, but not even a quarter of my decorations. I just haven't had time, and I'm not going to run around now like a crazy person trying to get decorations up just to have to take them down in a week. So I'm going to go knock out my shopping. Is anybody else been like super insane this Christmas season, or is it just me? I don't know, but super insane season, super insane day. And then to top it off, my dad took a bad spill today, and I left out of work midday to go check on him and patch him up a little. Their vehicle broke down, and Chris and my son went to go help him, and he has Parkinson's, and he was trying to help, and he took a spill and broke his nose, and I think he broke his hand, but he's being stubborn and won't go to the doctor for his hand. So went and patched him up, and so a little bit more behind with that too. So I am heading to the store. I'll show you guys what I got whenever I finally make it home tonight. All right, let's go. Okay guys, I am down 2 stops so far, and I'm sitting in the parking lot at Walmart, way far out in the parking lot at Walmart. So I have a feeling that it is going to be insanely busy inside. So I'm going to try and go in and quickly get through here and knock this one out. Wish me luck. Okay guys, it is 9:45. Oh, realizing I look pretty rough. It's been a long day. It's about 9:45. I have one more stop, and then I'm going to be heading home. And my goal is just not to have to go to the store for the rest of the weekend. I'm hoping I remembered everything. I followed my checklist. I had to do an extra stop because Walmart, which I thought I would be able to get everything at one place, at least groceries and a bunch of other things, was out of phyllo dough. So I still ended up going to Publix to get phyllo dough, because you cannot make baklava without phyllo dough. It's a must. So there was one other grocery store that might have had it if Publix didn't. Publix actually thought they were out of it, and I searched and searched and searched, and I found the last 3 boxes up on a top shelf. So I have 3 boxes of phyllo dough, really hoping that will be enough. I may not make quite as much baklava this year, so because I think we threw some away last year, and I hate to waste that. So I'm just going to go with what I have, and if worse comes to worse, I'll have to try Winn-Dixie tomorrow if I run out of phyllo dough. So one more stop, and then I'm home. Then I get to unload everything and try and get it all separated out for you guys to see what I picked up on my last before Christmas haul. Okay guys, it's about 10:30. I just got home and everything brought in. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the items that I ended up picking up. I ended up going to 4 stores. This is all I ended up getting from Publix, because it was my last store, and I went there because the other stores were out of phyllo dough. and the ice cream was an impulse buy because it's peppermint bark and it's Christmas time. So I ended up getting that. The phyllo dough was $3.99 each, and the Bluebell ice cream was $7.29. Definitely not something that was inexpensive or frugal, but it's a large container and we'll enjoy it through the rest of the Christmas holidays. All right, I'll move on to the next one. Okay guys, this is my Walmart trip and I spent a total of $112.07, and it was all items that I'm going to be needing over the next couple of days for either Christmas or Christmas Eve, or to finish up gifts, that kind of thing. A couple of items that are just regular stock items like the dog food and the cat food, but most everything else is for the holiday. And I will start in the back. I saw over at, I guess their Freedom Homestead now, Tangy, that she gets milk for 98 cents a gallon from Aldi's. Our Aldi's is in St. Augustine, which is 45 minutes away, and it has never been that cheap. And at Walmart, it's definitely not. It's $3.98 from Walmart, and that's one of the least expensive places around here to get Walmart. This is not even the organic. This is just regular 2% milk. These pretzel rods right here, I'm going to make dipped pretzels. That's going to be part of some of the trays of goodies that we take around to friends and family, and I will have that video coming out probably on Sunday. So if you want to see how I make a bunch of the desserts, keep an eye out for that video, because I will be making a ton of desserts to put on to the platters of goodies we take around. Those were $1 each. The bag of white onions, they were out of bags of all of the other onions except for red, and I definitely did not want red. The others were by the pound or organic, so this isn't normally the kind I buy. I prefer to buy the Sweet Vidalia, but this is what they had, and those were $2.44. The dog food was $8.98. Again, this is not what I would prefer, but it was on sale, so I went ahead and picked that up. The Whiskas cat food, that is $4.54, and then they had these cans of Rittel on sale for 98 cents a can. Usually they're $2 and something a can at our Walmart, so that was pretty good. I went ahead and picked them up. In the back, I have minced clams, and I have a couple more already in the pantry that I'm going to add to this. Those were $1.28, and I will link the video. Kimmy from She's in Her Apron has been doing a clam chowder for years, and I have been watching it for a long time and hearing her talk about it. And about a month or two ago, I decided to try it for myself and make it, because I always thought it was so complicated, and it's not. It's super simple, and her recipe is delicious. I did cut back on the amount of cornstarch that she used in hers. I altered it just a little bit, but her basic recipe is very good. Next are the cherries. I am making something called chocolate cherry bombs, and I'm going to use these. It called for maraschino cherries, but I think these will be perfectly fine. I'm just going to adapt the recipe a little bit. This was less expensive to do it this way for a lot more cherries, and I think they will taste just as good. And those were $5.58. The cheese was $5.08 for this large container of cheese. That's going to be for green bean casserole and an appetizer that I'm going to do. So that is what that is. Half and half. They were out of the giant containers of half and half, so I just picked up one of the smaller ones for $1.74. And then I was running really low on all of my extracts. I was out of lemon. I didn't have any anise, and I was almost out of almond. And those were, let me take a look here, because they were all different prices. This one was $3.44, and the lemon and the almond were $2.74. And then the cup hooks, that's a project that I'm working on for my mom for a Christmas project, and I will show you guys how that one turns out later. But that is 98 cents for each of those. The butter was $5.08 for 2 packages of butter. The celery was $1.34. It is tradition that we do cinnamon rolls and orange juice every morning for Christmas morning with the kids. So I picked up 2 different kinds of cinnamon rolls at $1.43 and $1.95, and then the orange juice was $2.28. I do have some orange juice in the freezer, but this was a good price. I just went ahead and picked it up because it honestly was easy and it was right there. And I don't have to defrost orange juice and put it in the fridge. Pine cones, those are the cinnamon scented. I'm actually going to be doing a display along the back of this table with the pine cones and a couple of these little ornament things, and some lights and everything on the back of the table for Christmas because this is going to be turned into our buffet table. So this is going to have a really cute little backdrop, super simple. I'm just going to run some white lights with some fresh cedar. I have some other pine cones and some white candles dispersed amongst the lights, along with these on each end, just for a little backdrop for the buffet table. So the little ornaments were 97 cents each. The bread was $2.68. The Pantene, I got a text while I was at the store saying, "Mom, can you please buy me this exact Pantene along with a picture?" So that was $4.97. Let me see here. The cereal was $4.98. I'm going to be making date nut balls. I had 1 box of cereal and I was actually looking for just another box of cereal, and they only had the name brand, and that was $4 and something for about a third of the amount. So I just went ahead and picked up this giant bag of Rice Krispies, and it'll get eaten. It definitely will get eaten, so I'm not too concerned with that. Jaden needed a new pair of pants for church. His black church slacks were starting to look a little bit faded, so I just went ahead and grabbed him a new pair of church slacks for midnight mass. The potatoes were a 10-pound, were $4.44. And the green beans, a 4-pack, was on sale for $3.12, which is okay. It's not great, but it's okay. I really just needed to get all this stuff, so even if I spent just a little bit more, it was worth it trying to knock most everything out at one store and just get it done. So I'm going to put all this away, and then I will show you my Dollar Tree. Okay guys, this is my Dollar Tree haul, and I spent $79.83 on this one, and well, Dollar Tree, so everything is the exact same price. I'll just explain to you what a few of the things were for. I got 2 things of chocolate cake mix, and those are what I'm going to make the chocolate cherry bombs with, and I'm going to use actually this icing also. I had picked up this container of cherries thinking I would substitute it in place of maraschino cherries, but I'm going to end up putting this just in my pantry and using it for something else because I like the other cherries I bought at Walmart better. This is actually going to go to round out my brother's gift. He just moved into a new place and he needed all new kitchen stuff. I've already bought him a set of new pots and pans, and then all the things that go with them, whisks and measuring cups and measuring spoons and serving utensils and all that. So this is just a muffin tin, a cake pan, a couple of cookie sheets, and a hand towel in the kitchen because he's doing red and black and I think gray in his kitchen. So that's just going to finish up his Christmas gift. Just a couple of more things for the kitchen. These also are gift items, and I realize I'm missing 1 candle, so I'm going to have to go back and check my car. I think it must have fallen out of the bag. I'm doing Apple-themed gifts for some of the family members, and I will show you guys what those look like once they are complete. I made a whole bunch of apple stuff, apple butter, apple sauce, apple pie filling, apple syrup, apple jelly, that kind of thing, and I'm going to be putting some gifts together, and I will show you what that looks like. But this is apple cinnamon soap, and it just looked kind of cool, and it smelled really, really good, and it's no artificial dyes or anything in it, and it's 100% vegetable soap, and these are just like apple cinnamon candles. And so that's going to go added to the gift. This whole line of stuff are stocking stuffers. It's nice just to have a full stocking on Christmas, and I stuff my parents' stockings also because, you know, my dad, he's just not able to go shopping much anymore, and my mom loves a stocking, and stockings were always the special thing in our family. So I've already bought them a lot of little things in their stockings, but some of this is for Chris and the kids, like this. Chris loves that. That's going to go with the kids. That's for my mom. That is Trevlin. This is for Jaden. This is for Jaden. This is just to go out when company is here in a little dish, and this is to go out in a dish when company is here. That'll just go on the dessert table. And then, yes, because animals, our pets, deserve to have stockings also. These are the pets' stockings, just some dog treats and new toys and some cat treats, and that's just going to go in the dog and cat stockings. We sometimes do it, we sometimes don't. When I was a kid growing up, I had pet rabbits also, and our rabbits and my horses got carrots in their stockings, and our dogs always got dog treats in their stockings. So it was just something I did since I was a kid, and I've just continued it on with my kids, even though my kids are pretty much adults now. This stuff right here is actually for the camper. This pop-up pamper, I needed a small one that could fold away for the camper, and it's blue. And then these, if you guys have never bought this particular spatula from Dollar Tree, it's considered a cookie turner. This has got to be one of my all-time favorite pieces of kitchen equipment, and they only have it seasonally. Getting over bronchitis. They only have it seasonally, so I always try and pick up a couple of them whenever they have it. So I picked up 2 more. I'm going to take 1 to camp and 1 for at home. And then I just loved these others. They have like a copper colored handle, and with the gas stove there, I don't want anything plastic. I have a few things there that are plastic, and I just don't think they're a great idea. So I'm probably going to keep them there just in case to use as serving utensils, but when I'm cooking, I'm not going to use the plastic. Most likely I'm just going to go to metal, and I needed another good metal spatula. I have lots of plastic ones. I should have brought 1 more for the house. Next time I go back to Dollar Tree, I'm going to have to get 1 more for the house. Again, this is also stuff for the house. Some more bleach, some of this multi-purpose cleaner, all of my toilet brushes. They have a little container they go in, and I pour some sort of a cheap, inexpensive cleaner in the toilet brush holder. So I try and do the Fly Lady swish and swipe. I don't get to it every day, but at least a couple of days a week I try and do that, and it just makes the swish and swipe really easy when you pull your toilet brush out and it already has cleaner on it. I also was out of Comet. I needed some for the house and some for the office. So, oh, and let's see. This should go with that stuff. We needed some more bar soap and aluminum foil and parchment paper. So this is stuff for the house. The rest of this is for either gift or Christmas. These are all of the gift bags I bought to put everybody's Apple gifts in because they're like big baskets, like you pick apples in. All the gifts, all the items are going to go into those, and then that way I'll just be able to sit the whole basket down inside one of these big bags. This, I'm going to make a couple of more wreaths just to hang on the screen door as you come onto the porch, so that there's a couple more wreaths that are a little bit festive out there. I have barely decorated for Christmas. I have put out 1/8 of my Christmas decorations. I have bin after bin. I think I have like 6 or 7 bins of just Christmas, and I think I maybe have in total emptied 1. I'm not even pulling out all of my Christmas dishes and serving dishes and everything this year, just because honestly I just don't have the time, and I'm tired and I don't feel like spending hours Christmas night washing dishes, since we are right back to work the day after Christmas. So I don't want to be up till midnight washing dishes. So I have a whole stack of aluminum pans here, and that is what I am putting out the vast majority of my food in. This year is aluminum pans. My cookies and all of my desserts will be on pretty platters, as will the meat and the bread and that kind of thing. That will go out on pretty platters, but things like mashed potatoes and things that would take scrubbing the pot, green bean casserole, all that, it is going in aluminum, and then whatever's left can either get covered and put in the fridge or put into a smaller container, and we can just eat out of it for the next week on leftovers, and I can throw it away when I'm done. These white candles are going to go for the backdrop along here, along with these red berries. I am going to put real cedar back there, and I do have real holly, but holly berries are poisonous, and I just don't want to run the risk of a holly berry falling into a dish of food and someone eating it and getting sick. So no real holly on the table with the food. Same thing with the foam cups. I don't love styrofoam. I really try and be a little bit more environmentally conscious, but you can write your name on these and we can just throw them away, and they're cheap and expensive. These are going to go on the outside tables. I'm going to set up quite a few tables outside for people to sit, and I didn't even go and pull actual Christmas plates and napkins. I just picked red, and that way whatever's left I can throw it up in my bin and I can reuse for other functions, because I try and use up what I have. These little flicker LED lights, I have a natural display on the the living room table, and it has pine cones and dried stuff in it, and it has little tea lights in it, but with this many people in the house, I just don't want an open flame, especially with kids and stuff running by that might accidentally bump it and knock a flame into our display. So I'm just putting some LEDs in place. And last, have you seen those stretchy bowl covers? Well, I am using shower caps, and I'm going to use plates like this, and these are what I'm going to make up plates of to take around. In the past, I have bought tin cans, I have bought individual plastic platters, and I know that people just don't keep those. They either throw them away or they just get tossed to the side, and that is a lot of money to spend on metal cans or platters or something for someone that's just going to throw them away if they don't keep them and reuse them, because they figure, oh, it's $1, no big deal, I'll just toss it. But when I start averaging up 12, 15, 20 of these platters, that's a lot of money out of my pocket. So instead, this year, I just bought paper plates. I'm going to put a more heavy-duty white plate underneath that I already have. And then I'm just going to use these clear shower caps to cover them. So I'm not trying to get plastic wrap to cling to itself on paper. It just doesn't want to work very well. So the little packs of bowl covers, they only have like 4 large ones in them, and I needed a lot more than that. So shower caps work great, and you can see all the food that's going to be all displayed on the plate, and it'll look nice and festive, and it'll work, and it only cost me $2 rather than $20 in supplies to make up the platters, and then all the food that goes into it. I spend enough on food and baking supplies and everything that I don't think they care if they're getting a paper plate it brought to them on that. So that is the end of my Dollar Tree haul, and I will show you the last couple of things I picked up at Walgreens. Hey guys, I thought I would just give you a little tip. I keep a lot of stuff in plastic bins. This is my pantry. I keep a lot of stuff in big totes or big plastic bins in my pantry. And one of the things that I always do is I try and keep an empty one in here. And this is my holiday or upcoming party, birthday party, special occasion bin. And if I'm going to be doing, say, a kid's birthday party coming up, as I buy items for that party, cake mixes, candles, decorations, whatever, I throw it into my bin. This is all of my Christmas baking. If I'm going to be making this before Christmas or Christmas Day for the dinner, it is in this bin, at least all of the non-perishable items. So I will just take this whole bin, drag it into the kitchen when I start baking tomorrow, and all of my baking supplies. I have chocolate and extracts and pretzels and the Rice Krispies and dates, and everything is in here. If it does not have to go in the refrigerator or the freezer, it is in here. So I don't have to start looking around trying to say, where did I put that? Did I buy that? I know I bought it. It is marked off my list in my planner, and it is in this bin. So it just makes things really simple. Same thing if I'm doing a special dinner or we're having company come over. I just gather everything up. I put it in here. I do it for all the holidays. Halloween, you'll see it full of stuff. Thanksgiving, full of stuff. Easter, full of stuff. So just keep an extra bin. It does not have to be this big. I just found that it works well for me because when we throw a party, I tend to, we have really large gatherings. So it's nothing to have 40 people or more here. So I do things in large amounts. So just have an extra place somewhere in your pantry or in a closet or in your bedroom that you can tuck stuff away. It just makes it so simple that you just don't have to go searching trying to find all the items that you had purchased for a party. So I'll go back to the last store now. Okay guys, and last is my very small Walgreens trip. My super healthy dinner that I was snacking on here, a probiotic boost mix of nuts and chocolate and caffeine, because I was really starting to run on empty, and a cherry Coke Zero. Super healthy dinner. But that is what I picked up. The drinks were like 2 for $3, and the probiotic boost blend was $2.99. And then this I got for $14.99. I used an online discount. I think I got it 25% off. It's one of those wooden plaques that you can hang on the wall. But what I'm doing, my mom, this is actually going to be one of her gifts. This is her and my dad. And they used to own a business years and years ago called Kennard's Key to Memories. And my mom's a professional photographer. And back before video cameras were just super commonplace, now this is when I was a kid, they would take people's old reeled videos and they would put them on VHS tapes, or they would take slides or pictures and they would put them to music and put them on VHS tapes. This is many years ago. But my mom has kept the business name Kennard's Key to Memories throughout the years for different business ventures that she's had for her photography and stuff like that. So she had bought this key rack, or this metal rack that she was going to use for keys, and it was massive, and the hooks I think were way too big for key rings and stuff to go on. And so I was thinking about it, and she had wanted one of us to come over and hang it for her. And I'm looking at this thing going, man, this is the biggest key rack anyone could ever possibly have. And so I told her, I said, you know, let's just wait and do that after the holidays. And instead, what I did is I printed this out. Now, I could have done this for like a couple of dollars if I would have been more patient and thought about it sooner. And I could have just taken a piece of plywood and I could have printed out an 8x10 picture, and I could have Mod Podged it onto the wood, and then I could have run some shellac over it. And I could have even put the wording on the picture before I printed it, and it would be done. I thought about this just a couple of days ago, and I honestly did not have time to do it that way. My time is just so booked. So I ended up spending the money and doing it like this. And what I did is I picked up some of these large cup hooks, and I'm gonna run, actually I'm gonna have Chris do it so that he can drill the holes, because this is the cheapy press board. And if I were to try and just screw them in, he said it would split the wood. So he's going to measure it out and pre-drill me some holes and put cup hooks along the bottom. And these are just the brass, nicer looking cup hooks. And then they're just gonna have the cup hooks along the bottom, and it's Kennard's Keys. So it's not their whole business name or their old business, the Kennard's Keys to Memory, but Kennard's Key to Memory, but it's just Kennard's keys. And so this is their keys, and their keys can hang from this, or any of us that come to the house. Most of us are Kennards that show up, so we can just walk in and have a place to hang our keys right there in the kitchen. It's less than $20 for this whole gift, and I know my mom will love it. So that was that. And last was I needed to print some more cards. I don't love this design of the cards, but Walmart, I had done them through Walmart previously, and they lost them, and it took forever, and I needed to make some cards quickly, and unfortunately the sale that they had going was not going on any longer. So I ended up spending $15 to print, I think, 20 cards. I did get a small discount, I think a 15 or 20% discount, but not the 40% discount they were running a couple of weeks ago. So that is our extra, these are our extra cards to go with all of the trays of goodies that I will be taking around on Saturday. So that is it. This is the end of our Walgreens haul. It is now 11:45. I am going to finish doing a little bit of cleanup. I've been up early this morning, and I have a huge day ahead of me tomorrow. And I will take you guys along as I bake and cook. I won't drag you along for all the laundry and the house cleaning that I'm going to do first, but I'm going to knock that out, get my house together, get my laundry done, and then hopefully by noon I can start baking. And I plan on baking until the evening when Chris and I take platters of goodies around to our friends and family. So I'm going to sign off here, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful evening.